As we researched Enaki town, we conceived it as a holistic lifestyle community based on the real need we were seeing for greener, more sociable, resort-style living in the city. We sought the perfect location, and Red Hill in Nyari offered the space, the access, and the ideal market mix. It was selection-driven, equally by the market and by our own design vision. The need for community and serenity in our busy digital commuting lives is now increasingly understood and documented. These human connections and tranquil spaces, they lift our mental health, our energy, and our happiness, which are all very significant assets to have in the home and every day. It is for this reason that we have for a long time leaned into green in our developments, with generous allocations for gardens and planting. But with Enaki, we wanted to go further, setting a whole interconnected community into an interwoven map. With Townside and Parkside now completed, our first phase of amenities is now open and alive. We have realized our vision of family pools, quiet pools, our first children's play area, poolside dining, fire pits, a home cinema, and many other facilities. But with today's groundbreaking, we move onwards and up a level into a more nature-based environment and even more extraordinary facilities. The building of Enaki FORESTSIDE comes with a 23,000 square foot Anko forest, a co-working cafe with forest views, a private events garden, and a host of outdoor spaces, including a putting green, gazebos, and uplift forest walkways. These are not facilities exclusive to FORESTSIDE residents. Every resident of Enaki will use all the town's facilities all the time. Our vision was to build luxury units in a full resort setting where every phase could enjoy the whole resort from its own unique setting. We also set out with Enaki to solve another issue, which was the value after completion. All too often, developers construct beautiful-looking properties, often in high-demand locations, and then their job is done. They sell and leave, and it's on the owners to figure out how the prices move from there or how they let the property. It was this particular gap that drove us into 3 more pillars for Enaki Town beyond market research and design. We decided to offer furnished units, bringing in interior designers, not for every apartment, but for any buyer who wanted to walk into a plug-and-play luxury apartment. And with our own vibrant lettings and sales operations already in place, we built in landlord services, which we estimate saves as much as 300 hours a year of work managing each property, and then with that, services to on-sell properties. The final distinction for Enaki could not exist on its own, but was the completion of the circle that began with the space and design of a resort. We now manage the resort in every aspect, from the 24/7 reception desk and customer services to gardens, which you have seen, maintenance, and as the real separator, Elevate, a community rich in events, activities, and sociability. We know better than anyone that every property market has its bursts of growth and its stiller times. In any one segment of the market, we might see chronic undersupply or a sudden movement of oversupply as too many new properties come to the market at one time, or needs change on systemic shocks like the COVID pandemic. To retain and gain value through every market requires 2 things. You need to create something unusual that does not exist in wide supply, and people need to really prefer and even love it. With these 2 pieces in place, you create a future of waiting lists of tenants and buyers versus empty apartments and financial hits for investors. Investors gain more security and less risk, and residents gain an outstanding lifestyle and environment because it's their happiness that delivers the long-term market success and market protection. It is for these reasons that as we break ground today, over 50% of Enaki FORESTSIDE units are already sold. There is no other residential resort of this kind in Africa. What began as a vision is now in its final stages of realization, and what will emerge will be unlike anything this continent has seen in residential living.